Welcome to Unbranded Christianity, and today we are going to be talking about generosity being the greatest law for resources. From cover to cover, when we look at the Bible, what we see is a consistent theme of generosity. From Genesis to Revelation, generosity is something that comes up time and time again. You'll see God telling his people that are following him, Yahweh in the Old Testament, Jesus in the New Testament, and the cohesive blend throughout. You'll see them time and time again referring to being generous. They may not use that exact word, but they'll give platitudes of sell all your things and give it to the poor. Jesus said that. Or in the Old Testament, you will see God saying, don't harvest your fields all the way to the edge. Leave some for the poor and those that have need. Elsewhere in the Old Testament, you will see scriptures about not letting your fellow Israelite go hungry when they have need, but rather clothe them, give them food. And you see this just principle, kind of this theme of generosity, just abundantly clear. There's no law against it in the Old Testament. There's no law against it in the New Testament. And generosity is actually this motive of how we approach resources. So I think it is the greatest law for resources. So let's talk about what resources. So in Scripture, in Leviticus 19, you'll see God saying, don't harvest all the way to the end of the field, but rather leave for the poor and those that have need. And then you fast forward all the way to 2 Corinthians 8, where it talks about giving generously out of your lack, but also giving generously out of your abundance. The theme being giving generously out of whatever you have. So let's talk about resources. I boil it down to the big two, just two resources, time and money. That's the main two I boil it down to. There can be others, but for me, those are the two big ones. So there's the resource of time. You may have a little amount of time. You may have a lot of amount of time, but you can still give out of both. The really wealthy person, the really wealthy CEO that still carves out time to go do significant things and give people time. Because time is a valuable resource. The second one is finances. When you find yourself in a place of financial surplus, giving in that place. It's pretty self-explanatory. Giving to those in need, whatever that looks like. Giving generously to nonprofits, giving generously to people who have financial burden, who need help, giving to help the single mother who needs help paying for babysitting while she works 1 or 2 jobs. I'm not saying that as a hypothetical. I'm saying that people I know who are single moms that are working really hard for the family that need that type of help. So the use of money is pretty straightforward. And yes, I actually need to be generous with money. And those are the two resources that I think are really important to be generous with. And I think the law of generosity should be the guiding principle of how we use our resources. How can I be generous with these things? And you don't have to have an abundance to be generous. You can also be in lack. You can lack those resources and still be generous. And you can be rich in one, and you can have a lot of money and not a lot of time. And you can be generous in a lot of money or in some time, and vice versa. You can be generous in time and not a lot of money. The reality is that it's a heart posture of how can I give to another. The reason why, and this is the kicker, the reason why I think that generosity is the greatest law for resources is because I think that it is linked with love. Generosity, at the heart and core of it, and it truly is generosity, Not some self-serving thing, not some pat myself on the back, not some sort of weird manipulative thing where you're giving money or time to get something back, but truly, generously giving, no strings attached. When you give those things, it is motivated by love. And that's why generosity is the greatest law for your resources. So, my challenge to you is to give in your abundance, but also to give in your lack. And I'm not saying, give in your abundance and give in your lack also. Give in your abundance and give in your lack. Because generosity is the mark of love in action. And generosity is the greatest law for your resources. That's it. There's your challenge. Be generous in your time. Be generous with your money. That's the challenge. Do that this week. Thank you for watching Unbranded Christianity. I appreciate that you're here. And I hope that you meet with Jesus this week.